Thanks a lot, Patricia, for your invitation. Thanks a lot, Nigel, as well. I'm really happy to be here today with you all. Thank you to MEP Sabrina Repp and Antonio Lopez Estrus White for their participation tonight. It's really important to have some MEPs involved in this fight against radicalization, extremism, and anti-Semitism, especially across Europe, where we all know that the threat is quite high. And it's always a pleasure to meet with my friend Imam Mohamed Tawhidi, Imam of Peace. I'm deeply grateful for your commitment, for being so brave, and for telling the truth all around the world. So I just would like all of us to thank him once again, because he's doing a wonderful job, and his time period is really brave from him to be able to speak this way and to tell the truth. So thanks a lot for being here. So I will stick to the instruction of Patricia, and I will try to be quite brief. There is definitely a link between anti-Semitism and radicalization. And I will tell you an experience which is coming from the ground. Last year, 1 month ago, I was running for the European Parliament. And after that, I was running for the French Parliament in France. And I was facing Mathilde Panot. Mathilde Panot is the leader of La France Insoumise, so from the far left in France at the National Assembly. And during this political campaign, which was quite brief, to be honest, like only 2 weeks in order to try to win this area, after 1 week of campaign, I have been attacked in the streets by some of the people who were working with Mathilde Panot under the shouts of "Move from here, dirty Zionist." So what's happening at that time period? Of course, I have been put under police protection, unfortunately. But what happened is that because I am Jewish, because my name is Shannon Seban, I was definitely deemed that I was a support of what was going on in Gaza. So that was a support of Benjamin Netanyahu, that I was supporting a genocide, and that I was a killer of baby. That was basically what they told me about. So of course, I decided to file a complaint. But what I am telling you about this story is not just to tell you about the story, is to bring a message, is that was basically radicalization and extremism. In the area where I am elected, in Rosny-sous-Bois, in Seine-Saint-Denis, 40% of the population is aged less than 25 years old. And what I can see on a daily basis is that hate, radicalization, extremism is coming from ignorance. And all the groups that are now trying to radicalize and to use radicalization, whether they are political or religious, they are playing with ignorance, and especially among youth. And what's urgent at the moment is, of course, to play and to act on education. And I'm really happy that you guys decided to address the topic of radicalization and extremism through the specific topic of youth, because they are the future generation. They will build the future. And what's really urgent is, of course, to act on education, to be very clear in order to unveil cliché and stereotype, and also to reconsider the commitment into politics. We now have the feeling, and I'm telling you this from France, but of course across Europe and across all around the world, that when you would like to be involved into politics, you have to be extremist. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, and you are kind of seen as someone who is naive and disconnected from the reality. But of course, there is a path for peace, there is a path for tolerance, there is a path for coexistence, there is a path in order to fight anti-Semitism, but also any kind of racism and discrimination in the middle. But to this, we need to be brave. We need to try to make our education stronger. We need to take like deep measure when it comes to our legal system. And of course, we are speaking about education, but we need also to be very firm and very strict when it comes to the legal systems. I can see it in France, unfortunately. Anti-Zionism is now becoming the new form of anti-Semitism at some point. When you deny the very right of a people to have his own territory, for me, the red line is crossed, and it's a kind of anti-Semitism. And we need also to try to make our legal system all around the world to be adapted to this kind of new threats. And I mean,
yes.
Just thank you. And what's really important to me at the end is also to support interfaith dialogue. On my daily life, when I'm trying to fight anti-Semitism, I'm going in schools, I'm going to give conferences and speeches. But to me, the most important is this, is interfaith dialogue. I'm Jewish, you are not, and we are always promoting peace and trying to make people understand that there are no differences between Jewish, Muslims, and Christians. To me, this is the key for peace, especially in the national and international situation that we know. I know it's difficult. And those who are using radicalization and extremism in order to gain voters among a certain community, and I can say it in France, they are not clever at all. They are stupid, basically. And I know it's difficult, but we need to denounce again and again. They would not win, but we need to be united in this fight. So anti-Semitism, of course, today is a nightmare, but it's the same as any kind of racism and discrimination. And in order to bring peace, we need to denounce, to punish, to prevent through education, and everything will be okay. Let's bring hope. Thank you.